living in Ghana, abroad, a first-timer visiting Ghana, or a company wondering where to get quality service providers in Ghana for any job? Then Ejumapa On Demand Services is here to assist you. Ejumapa On Demand Services connect requesters and service providers such as masons, plumbers, electricians, auto repairers, home and office cleaners, trash collectors, rent agents, spa attendants, roofers, beauticians, teachers, CCTV installers, and all artisans on one platform. Yes, one platform. Trust Ejumapa On Demand Services to sort you out any day, anywhere, and at any time. To download the app, please visit the App Store and Play Store or visit our website www.ejumapa.com.
She has a plan, a secret mission filled by gratitude and affection. She chooses her mother's favorite breakfast. Delight Foods, House Sakoko, a harmonious blend of flavors crafted with care and devotion. The taste of tradition and comfort. In that moment, their connection deepens, a bond strengthened by a shared experience. Delight Foods, House Coco, a delicious breakfast made with care and love in just 2 minutes.
Delight Cocoa, the authentic, original taste of African porridge. Available in all African and Caribbean shops. Delight Cocoa.
My name is Fernanda Samoa, Director and CEO of Second Generation IT Group. Guess what? We are currently in Ghana and we're going to offer the best courses that will allow you to work anywhere in the world. The courses that we're going to offer, we're talking about cloud computing, we're talking about introduction to computers, networking, network security, cyber security.
We have a conducive learning environment and our programs are interactive where the students get to ask questions and they get answers that's going to help them, and we equip them with the right knowledge.
Classes are offered Monday through Friday. It depends on which day you want to come. We have morning shift, we have afternoon schedule, we have evening schedule, and also on the weekends. To register, go to www.secondgenit.com and register.
Funding wallets on TapTapSend. Step 1. Click on Create Ghana Cedi Wallets below when you open the app. Step 2. Enter amount of your choice in Ghana cedis. Step 3. Click on the Confirm and Fund wallet below to confirm. Step 4. Your wallet has been successfully funded. Step 5. Enter amount of your choice in Ghana cedis. Step 6. Select or add new recipient. Step 7. Choose wallet as payment method. Step 8. Click on the Pay with Wallet below to confirm. Step 9. Your transaction is successful.
All right, it was for Mama about SBTV Africa. So we are live program now, share live, and then Friday. Thank God it's Friday, and then lawyer wisdom, wise man solicitors. When it's a Fridays, biano, and then the program, yeah. Channel way so SBTV Africa and SBTV International. But name can your local language there, not just say SBTV Africa, but yeah, the Barbara phone there and SBTV International YouTube channel. Or share your Facebook, or share your YouTube channel, also SBTV Africa. If I'm DJ, I mean go straight. I mean lawyer wisdom Macao. You train come last week into me and your program. I'm fan chain. Maybe say or no question. Me na my ready pa. So my name so called Studio B. Social background I'm just Studio B pay. Maybe son say I don't know about last week. Because me was a squad na word almost train lawyer back. Maybe son. But all the same, no, you go straight na you encoding gomo. What questions for questions in the brand tem. For questions in the brand, what question be obese obisana, bibi chiro wadwe so obese obisana. For to comment section and repeat it, just type one question. For 2 time no do a question time in the better screen so be here no amount Nti wo question bi obeso bisa lawyer wisdom aka o mami go straight na me lawyer wisdom aka o emra show no so Tagbe F1
DJ Nene my phone how far
me phone chale how far last week until nka we try atum and we try abo
apologies last week no na just yeah na baby I want to think kasenti na you were in between your Atlantic Ocean this tonight and to Yankasa.
It is our studio B one.
Me will be. Where would I?
Lawyer wisdom akao champion man or your heavy pa. And then in command about making a very serious COS I cancel sense in some more town. Hey, Matadeo. And then me baby be somewhere say a dying number because the attitude no. Eh. Ebeboa make sure so be share link no share more be the beboa we say means wo akokema ebia we say means e betimi aboa wo see ebeboa wo ni ebi it share link no wo hwe Facebook a share wo hwe wo YouTube share link ni keke WhatsApp so Facebook page Telegram baby how they share mo bi groups mu na wa share ebeboa bi lawyer and then also you share some US or cancer and Canada and then update AC then aba any comment over to you.
Yeah, that's it, DJ. Yamin Shroud, they be answer Uno Homayang, Yamin Shroud. Yo,
but before Basha say no, who was Studio B? Now Studio B also matters epic BSC was Studio B or then aba e bi account BSC see na me update ewie.
I be a coming now. Say I'm see tri-states, New York, New Jersey, and one other state in T. 3 states in a earthquake no hit here. If I not me prepare na me tia just like that shake sir.
Yes, say vibrate mu kakra bi anya too serious na etwe mu ko e.
Actually vibrate here. Vibrate here. So then the sound no really shaky and sorry now we just now you are feeling so up now members of the household came and say Charlie what's going on Charlie if you're not there then I'm gonna cry Charlie shaky and so what is it will be undergo earthquake and yet small thing serious
but with the update I mean I need the information because I say and shut down cause any damage
yes say I think it's 4.8 and a hit here. And that's been since 1973. So about as for a long time, about 30 years or so. I mean, it's a long time. And the other places, this is Taiwan, then I see it be a 7.8, 7.6, and Hanoi is 4.8. And see, ever find it if I ever read because we share New York, and then I tintin or as I said, the idea of power. Ever hugging party. Charlie, the radius is so far.
Na I am in Bissau. Abrofo no so mo efidie ni ade. Na we ne ba no mahu.
Enye nyama nyina na wetu ye hu.
So hu se nyame bi wo nyama ni nyina but no go fit go.
Yes. Nyame wo baby nti. Nyama bi wo. Nyama ni wo wa. We are there won hu da. I'd say ebia they have some whatever it is but from what we are hearing there is no indication at all. It just hit. If I did the second time, I mean, my experience is earthquake. The first time was Dodowa district. Now, just by the river, it was massive. Also, now the whole river was shaking. I mean, you could see the river moving like turbulence, and the ground was shook. It shook all the way through the river. And you could see it moving. It's not very pleasant. And second one. So one in Ghana, one in the US, and but thankfully, so far, Yanti said Bibia I say and now dying dear Buana Bibisa.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Nyamia say Yanti bad news. I just a shaking keke. I'm say to me so baby. What you say? To me run or.
To me wrong, yeah, but always.
Lawyer wisdom account what about there? Yanko straight there. I'm up for train. Yanko over.
Mate, thank you, DJ. Yo, it's for Edobia Sisenansu Yasangapa. Last week, now the community from one end of the river to the other end of the river. yantimi and share. By the time I made feel that it was just not possible to do it. My apologies. Yo, DJ, say, well, say, Home Office and a UK from time to time say, war, maybe I find the shortage occupation list, but to say no more in the salary list. Say from time to time say occupations be wo not say shortage ɛwɔ hɔ anaa ɔmo hia nipa sɛ ɛbɛfili those sections a ɛyɛ ama ɔmo bie kwan kakra to hɔ sɛ amanfoɔ mmra from other countries mmra aba bɛyɛ adwuma ɛwɔ UK ha ɛna because of COVID and the Brexit nti a lot of vacancies were left in the health and care sector because yiyifoɔ no a kana ɔmo ba bɛyɛ adwuma wɔ UK bebree ɛsan ɛkɔɔɛ and also COVID nso ɛma a lot of health workers some people passed a lot of people passed away and in my vacancy bebree bɛda health and care sector no ɛna UK ɛma ho kwan sɛ look sɛ vacancy ɛbɛda hɔ anaasɛ shortage ɛwɔ saa aspect na ɛnneɛ ehia sɛ yɛbɛma ebinom afi other countries aba bɛyɛ adwuma in the UK. Ɛno ɛna wɔde this health and care worker visa route no ɛde ɛbaeɛ. Nti wɔde baeɛ no, companies were able to recruit and individual companies were also individual employers were also able to recruit. The nipa bebree ɛbaeɛ. In fact, from the information I gathered last time, and say I read something recently. I see about 6,000 Ghanaian nurses and efi Ghana, Aba UK. 6,000 nurses and efi the shores of Ghana to work abroad, and I believe majority of them went to the UK. 6,000 Ghana, 6,000. That is the number we got. It could be more or less than that, but I strongly believe it is a little more than that. And see, a lot of nurses, doctors, well, not doctors, but nurses and other health workers, care workers, ever UK, ever Yejuma. But before set Ubebano, you needed to have a sponsor, a sponsoring company, and that company now should have a sponsorship license issued by the Home Office. Now, with the sponsorship license, and not an employer, no, when your sponsorship license from the Home Office, another issue will ban the friend certificate of sponsorship. So there are two separate things. First of all, your sponsorship license, employer no, ebeji from the Home Office. Now employer no, when your sponsorship license ni we are, and no, amawo certificate of sponsorship. So license first before the certificate is issued. A lot of people were issued this certificate of sponsorship and ɛna wɔde yɛ application ɛde baa UK. A lot of people. In fact, almost all people who came on this healthcare route in the Suno, I'm buy with the sponsorship license, with the certificate of sponsorship. And see, a lot of people, based on the information I'm making now, about 6,000 nurses from Ghana alone. Unfortunately, well, the expectation was that so we do here, Ubenya Juma Aye. Ubenya Juma as a nurse, Ubenya Juma as a care worker in a care home or as domiciliary. And now either you go from home to provide services to people who need your service. Now, the very buyer, unfortunately, a bit a buyer, the employers are omodi omubaya and agencies na omodi omubaya no. Omo any ejuma omodi emma the employees no. And Obi I resigned from the position as a nurse in Ghana. Obi I resigned from the Juma as a banker in Ghana. Obi I resigned as people even who are teachers came as carers. Amwabe Juma because they have that skill or the ability to work as a carer. Omwaba. Omwadu no, unfortunately, the carers, the companies do not have work for them to do. And because of anointing, ama nipa bebre are stranded. What is the cause? Many employer bi kasa recently or say oh no ansana or the workers in the beba no na or about 20 residents ewo ni fie ho or 20 residents ne out yet on shop so because na a yard for bebre and na a walk on here staff to look after them. Unfortunately, he lost two of the contracts, and I think two or three of the inmates or the clients also passed away. And see, first of all, we're losing two contracts, which is possibly about 10 people. Contract now, about 10 people have been taken away, and two I can also almost with him. And to say no, instead of the 20 people he had at the time of bringing people, now he only has clients. 8 clients. Meanwhile, or the employees about to say 12. Say I'm sure 20 people in this. So say ɔmabɛka 8 no nso adwuma ɛnni hɔ a ɔbɛtumi de ama wɔn. And that is one of the problems most people on the COS are facing. There is no job to go round for all the staff to get work to do. And we have one problem. The other problem is that some of the employers now may not say are genuine employers or not. Once a nipa na abedu UK ha no nkwa awie no, say yɛfrɛ wɔn mpo a ɔmo ɛnte employer ne nka. Let alone say employer no bɛka sɛ ɔma wɔ adwuma. Yɛfrɛ wɔn, there is no response from the employer. Unfortunately, office crowd no maybe onim office no, and a lot of people have also become stranded as a result of not being able to establish contact with the employers after they arrived in the UK. And we have one huge problem nipa bebree facing in the UK at the moment because this health and care workers no, and we have problem nipa bebree facing. Another issue is that some of the employers have quite some work, but not enough work to cover all the staff. And the Omama Ebinomo Omaja Ebinomo said they can move on to other companies. Meanwhile, Wuna Udini Pani Ebaya, and not just said, Wuna and me and Yejuma for the required number of hours. So the time is so set over renewal on to me and yet. So that is also another problem people are having because of these COS issues. Some employers have also intentionally cancelled or informed the Home Office that saa nipa wei ɔbaa wei anaa ɔbɛrima wei no mentumi ne ne ɛnyɛ adwuma bio because of XYZ ebia lateness anaa yɛama no adwuma wɔ baabi a ɛsɛ sɛ ɔkɔ wɔnkɔ ɛno nti yɛne no ɛnyɛ adwuma bio na the COS is cancelled. That is also another problem. But so wotie from the employees and so the care workers, some have very genuine and legitimate cases. Example, obi obaka car oba movie car for 1 hour no akɔhwɛ obi akɔhwɛ client for 30 minutes no asa movie from one point to another 40 minutes no akɔhwɛ obi 30 minutes. So at the end of the day you end up driving for 8 hours, but number of hours now why is less than even 3 hours for the day. And unfortunately, the employers are not paying you for the drive time. They are only paying them for the hours or the timer on the share clientele. And a lot of people have become very, very stranded in the system, and that is the difficulty people are facing. Now, sir, not a place to go and see a client, and you have to drive maybe 1 hour to go and see a client for 20 minutes or 30 minutes. That's a Nippon say on to me. Then some of the employers pick up on them. Now almost say they've cancelled their COS and they are not able to work with them anymore. So those are some of the problems a lot of people are facing. The other side is some of the employees also, because of the way they become stranded in the system, if you approach different companies and a big crowd to the Home Office. In fact, Matikra said there is an association of unemployed care workers. Association of Unemployed. Ubikacho said they've set up a platform. I don't know how true that is. An association of or a platform for unemployed care workers. And stranded care workers. Omaba UK ha omunya ejuma enya. I don't know how true that is, but that is what I heard. Now, some of these people have contacted the Home Office to notify themselves employer ABC edi yen aba krom ha omo emma yedwuma enye. And don't say the Home Office also takes it up to investigate to find out say near omo kano ampa ana enyampa. And to the extent that some care homes have got their licenses revoked. Home Office has cancelled some of the care home licenses for them. And don't think say you cancel the care home no sponsorship license now. It affects all the people, all the employees under that license. In other words, say the main employer license is cancelled or revoked. It affects almost our employer and employee now and that is also one huge problem a lot of people are facing. In fact, almost every day, we get calls about this problem. People who are stranded, people who have no options, people who have sold their property to come to the UK, people who have left the bank, people who have left their work as nurses, senior nurses to come to the UK, and they are stranded. Of course, ebi nso ban a adwuma no a yɛde ma wɔn as carers is not adeɛ a ɛnyɛ adeɛ a wɔn ani gye ho, but because they have no options. Those who have options and they want to voice out their concerns, na wɔn abɛyɛ target for the employers no nso na wɔn say wɔn ne wɔn ntumi nyɛ adwuma bio. And the problem a lot of people are facing is because wɔn baayɛ na ebi baayɛ no wɔn ne company no nyɛ adwuma for 2 years na nti the employers usually get away with dismissing them without having any penalties to pay. So that is a problem. Now we know the problem. What is the solution? I have said this over and over again. The solutions are very, very narrow options. And also no, and yes, and yet easy. Even if you find one, it's not easy. Number one, set company be almost say Omar Council will COS. As soon as you can, number one, look for another sponsor. Look for another sponsor. I know it will come with its own conditions. Look for another sponsor. It will come with its own conditions. But it is better than set over now sa kopem timer or visa no ebewu. Se visa ni wukra anase amo revoke kra now by overstay. It becomes more difficult for you to switch to another route than to switch it even with harsh conditions than it was before. And say, and now you have the indications. So almost signs na air banning set employer way and you're likely set meaning for a long period. I will advise you, please look for another sponsor. Maka, it will come with its own conditions, but still look for a sponsor to switch. Switch. That is number one. Number two, now if you can switch to another private employer or care home, then nothing stops you from looking at or looking through or looking to the NHS. Matisa NHS care homes need be no. NHS sometimes employs nurses and care workers. Sebibisa ewo I would advise you that please go and conduct your own research. Don't wait for somebody to do that research for you. Do your own research. Mia Nancy says somebody has to do it for you. Lawyer has to do it for you. Somebody has to do it for you. Connection man has to do it for you. An agent has to do it for you. You yourself be proactive. Go online, research, contact the NHS, look for NHS jobs. See if they have sponsorship license. If they can sponsor you, please apply to them. Go for your interview if you are invited and ask to be switched. I would emphasize this again. As I said, yeah, just said people should do things for us all the time. You take your own initiative and go out there and do the search with the NHS. Do the search with the NHS. Do the search with the NHS you might be fortunate to switch to an NHS job. NHS entering culture say omoni juma amudi bemao. And say another what, then you have to intentionally and proactively look for another care company that can get you sponsorship. Please do the work yourself. Do the carrying yourself. Stop relying on internet information, on let's say news media only. Be proactive. Go online. Search for job. Go out there. And if I ever to me, me, so lawyer, me sponsorship license. If you can you refer me? There is only so much I can do. But you have the resources to at your own disposal. Go online, search. Maybe some people will say, what search if you are say, how many? One. No, that is not enough. Go out there, search until you get one. It is not easy, I agree, but if you are determined, where there is a will, there is a way. Where there is a will, there is a way. So look for options. Switch to another private sponsor or look for an option with the NHS and switch to that route. That is it. Another way you can switch is this. Set who buy it as a main sponsor. Won't who buy it. Wouldn't a year and I wouldn't. There is the option that set who buy your relationship or your circumstances did change. Assuming you came alone as a worker, no husband or no wife, you came just by yourself. And during the process of working, your circumstances have changed, of course. When
lawyer,
I say
lawyer, so kono local kakrawa and another look demu. Obrofo ni ya doso. Ana studio B inti brofo na doso.
yo, Martin, that's it. Martin, DJ, that's it. Okay, set. Who company na woni omo yedwuma sɛ omo license no ya revoke a bisro ana wa wo hwɛ na sɛ ne nneɛma ɛkɔ no ɛnya ade a saa company ne license no bɛyɛ adwuma papa ana bɛto aso a ana wo mo awo woni omo yedwuma ne omo ne yie bi a wo hwɛ a wonim sɛ de bi entimi nto aso a ɛne hwehwɛ another sponsor quickly wa hwehwɛ foforo maka sɛ hwehwɛ another sponsor ana woni NHS no hwehwɛ na any NHS ɛnyɛ adwuma ɛnyɛ easy but sɛ we need break pass wobɛnyɛ bi a wobɛnyɛ bi so we need break sɛ wobɛhwehwɛ bi a hwehwɛ bi ɛna maka sɛ mɛngya nto obi so sɛ ɔnyɛ ma wo na wo ho ɛkyerɛ wo na wo hia mmoante wankasa kɔ internet ne so wankasa kɔ internet so NHS jobs ɛhia send applications everywhere maybe sɛ obi sɛ applications sɛ na wɔde akɔ a ɔsi 1 or 2 deebi yɛnhwehwɛ adwuma saa wode ɛfa kɔ baabi as many as you can 10 or 20 or 30 or 40 you never know ebi abaako bi ɛbɛfa ne ɛnyae sɛ obi ɛnyɛ mame obi nyɛ mame obi nyɛ mame sɛ obi ɛnyɛ mame daa no ɛno na yɛ ana sometimes people take advantage of us no na kyɛ sɛ nneɛma bebree akɔsɛe nti yɛsrɛ mo sɛ revocation ɛba wo license mu na wɔahwɛ na sɛ ɛnkɔ yi a quickly look to switch ɛno yɛ one then to the NHS number 2 number 3 sɛ wobaayɛ no wonkwa na wobaayɛ ɛnyɛ sɛ wo ne wo yere anaa wo ne wo kunu na aba wonkwa na waba woyɛ nurse waba woyɛ carer wonkwa na waba na sɛ during mmerɛ a wo na woyɛ adwuma no wahyia ɔbɛrima kama anaa ɔbaa kama bi a ne ho yɛ ɔfɛ anaa modɔ mo ho during that process na wowɔ saa COS no mmara no ɛma ho kwan sɛ wobɛtumi genuine relationship wobɛtumi efi COS no so no na wakɔ awareɛ so wakɔ wo kunu so ana wakɔ wo yere so ɛno mmara ɛma ho saa sɛ ampa sɛ wokura COS mpo na sɛ enwu yi na sɛ ɔmo revoke yi na sɛ wo situation ɛsesa a wonya kunu ana wonya yere a genuinely wobɛtumi asesa akɔ wo kunu ana wo yere so in that case wo ne sponsor any asɛm biara bio ɛno ɛyɛ very very important now obi maka so me ba no nya me nkwa na me ba ye me ne me yiri ene ba ye na me ne kunu ene ba ye ono ba ye as a dependent na se me konya obi foforo met me and switch akọ no so ana. Well, mmara no obi entime for so obi say oni obi entna forever. Say relationship no enye dwuma na say why you wadwen say mo ntime nware bi mu a na say aware no gu na you want to move to another person. Mmara ense ho kwa. The only difficulty is say the dependent no SSR or non so normally SSR or non so within 60 days no relationship now break it down and now already go no SSR or non so shift it to another route and this home office everybody notice say ukuno say what the divorce certificate about say wani wajai no wani obi fufuro akọware wo no ono nti na wo baaye woni na ni hobi mu a ene e kire say asitno na ye di ama wono ahyegu enti wo nso pekwan fufuro bi a wo befa so within 60 days the first ana kako niama na fi kroma saa time no esese wo hihye wo niama yientem na nso waye application fufuro ansana wasitna no ebewu eno nti makasa about hwehwɛ employer fufuro let's shift it to that. Number 2, hwehwɛ NHS jobs they can sponsor you na kɔ hɔ if it is possible. I believe there should be some NHS trusts work sponsorship plans. I strongly believe so, but if not, you still have to go out and search. Third one, switch your spouse. So if your circumstances have changed and you have a partner, you can switch to your spouse or your partner as well. But remember, want to make and switch it to a partner. Whilst I only be from and that's so a worry. And to want to mean worry in the UK. And to say when it will be a worry when you can and I only will have want to mean and can say make a worry or before. Just say I worry about a good and sana over to me. Ako worry or before sana I'm rano actually. And she upset the third one. The fourth one is say API ubedu ye no ubedu UK. And now again, the situation as a sign. My example be papa any mammy any buyer. Omo do ye no. And now mamma no oko share or by my fufro. On no a conyemuye. On no yemuye nenti. On ne or by mana on any buyer, ne kuna ne buyer no. Muntem echitinti or bano a coachina to send on yemuye na way and any bano a British citizen. Based on the Ghana or British citizen and NT with Timmy Aswichi from the care route to parent route lesu. Mamenka view. Mameno aneni kun buy. Mameno akosho obema fufuro. Mameno enyim. One bema fufuro na enyim. Oneni kun na oneni buy no omuntama titi awenegu into obano ebano British from obema fufuro na oneni share no. Because ni bani British nenti. Maame no egyina ne ba no so ono edi aye ne 2.5 years as a parent of a British citizen child. Now the question is obema na one ne eba aye no ono no obeye den. I know na me kan yes say ono nso the situation asesa ebi maame no hwe ehu obi obema no nso ehu obi na se ono nso situation asesa from time na already go here na ono nso obetumi aswechi to ne yire no so ana ne ba ne so sɛ saa na ɛte a ana ne yiri waware nso so a ɔwɔ ba no ɔno nso betumi aso akyi de akɔ ɔno ne so abofra ne so ɛyɛ possible but obi ɛfrɛ me last time obisa me sɛ na lawyer me gyaa ware this week a betumi aware next week ana mmara mu no hwee ɛnsɛ wo kwan sɛ wogyaa aware a wontumi nware the next day but nipa dasene ɛna ɛrehwɛ application home office for na mo hwɛ application ɔmo yɛ nipa almost situations. Now, about the same, Nancy, Ubaye, 2 months, let's say 6 months ago. What I worry after 2 months? What's our before for within 2 months and now 3 months? A year na questions with Eba. And the way Uber presented your background story and your background history as it is, that can make a lot of difference in your case. That can make a lot of difference in your case. Senya uber chisha wasano and no and never mana tasum and entransum and then say and somebody dear a waho but senya uber chisha wasano and no and never mana ayede and entransum and yes possible sir will be better me ajay now was I our obi fufro within a short time, but make sure say more evidence now when you cap application on a very, very solid. And that is that aspect. And Maka about switching to a private employer, Maka about switching to the NHS, Maka about switching to partner route, and also switching to the parent route. Set option C or what will bet to me as switch it to any of these categories. Now, so we'll share other sectors are ɛwɔ hɔ nso a example student route no nso ɛwɔ hɔ wohwɛ the requirements for the student route no so a ɔmo ntumi nkɔyɛ student ne yɛ one obi a wɔba ha as a visitor wontumi switch to student option no wontumi number two obi a ɔwɔ ha a ne visa no ewu a yɛfrɛ no overstayer anaa obi a wɔ immigration bills so wontumi switch nkɔ student route no so obi a ɔyɛ seasonal worker obi a ɔba bɛpeke apple tomatoes any onions no wontumi nsesa nkɔ student route no so obi a wɔwɔ ha as a carer of a child student ebi a wo ba ɛna wɔ UK ha a wɔwɔ UK ha a wɔrehwɛ no saa no nso wontumi nkɔ student route no so anaa obi a ɔyɛ a domestic worker in a private household wɔn nso wontumi switch nkɔ student route ɛno nti obi a ɔwɔ care visa so care worker route no so no wɔn ɛkwan wɔ hɔ sɛ wobɛtumi aswitch akɔ student route no so because you're in the UK legally ɛno nti sɛ wahwehwɛ biribiara na ɛnyɛ yie wonya NHS wonya any other sponsored company wonya woni ba woni kunu woni yere woni biribiara na sɛ wobɛtumi akɔ akosua adeɛ a ɛnna student option no ɛwɔ hɔ you can switch to become a student provided sɛ wobɛtumi anya sika no ɛde atua the tuition fee I know that option is also there for you to of course switch to that route as well and that is with younger COS no so health workers and the kind of problems you're facing is becoming overwhelming. Just so too much. It's area mobile. And that is that aspect. But before I go to the next one, so what year? Obi a wo UK ha. Wo sponsorship so COS so na why application ma uba se omra. If I say me ma OTRCS now saying and Mofrana applications now, almost refuse almost all the children's applications. And Mofrana Diana, almost refuse Nina. Just say, Abofrani a papano, and Nick Mamene eba. But a abanoma, Papanin Quaba, Anamamin Quaba, this and say no, almost refuse Nina. Say a wankasa mubambua, some of the application require. Now say a check. Nti a ɛkyɛ ne sɛ home office almost say nipa bebree ana ebinom de fake birth certificates ɛɛba na ɔmo de ɔmo den akɔto obi ba so sɛ ɔno yɛ ne ba na ɔmo de n'aba ɛno nti sese no ɛyɛ a ɔmo kɔ the births and deaths registry hɔ akɔ check sɛ saa certificate na ɔmo de aba no ɛyɛ genuine certificate anaa ɛnyɛ genuine certificate ɛno ɛna ɛno nti na ama applications no bebree ɛɛkyɛ but mmɔfra no deɛ no nansɛn no ɔmo refuse ne nyinaa wogye reference custody order wagye letter from abɔfra no school letter from the hospital letter from the church letter from the legal guardian ne nyinaa ɛde ka mpo a ɛno kora no sometimes ɔmo refuse application no the only way wobɛtumi abibi ne sɛ woyɛ na sɛ refuse mpo a fa kɔ for admin review na ɔmbɛhwɛ mu sɛ wasɛm no ɛyɛ dɛ ɛndeɛ ɔmode bɛma abofra no ama no aba mana sɛ wohwɛ mmara no mu a sɛ abofra no the other parent efi mu a ɛno deɛ with the death certificate that is if the other parent has passed away with the death certificate it's common sense sɛ papa ne maame ɛna ɛwo ba ɛnti sɛ papa ne fi mu a ɛne maame no nkwa na ɛhwɛ ne ba anaasɛ maame ne fi mu a ɛne papa ne nkwa na ɛhwɛ ne ba so this is also an option, or this is also what the law requires. Say, your application amanaba on your COS, and yeah, make sure you get the correct and genuine documentation to support your application. But yes, in as much as you can apply, ubedua, manu who said the difficulties are nipa bebree face say edwuma no ɛnni hɔ and a lot of people are going through so much difficulty. Switch to another employer, switch to NHS if you can find it, partner route, parent route, student option if you can get this option. DJ, I think say member questions about say you if you Okay, I'm sorry, DJ. Sorry, probably. In fact, my other topic, and was so well, sir. Yeah, trying say all the fact questions, Now, and then, okay, thank you, DJ. Okay, thank you. Nana, you're flocking. Hi. I'll say, hi, lawyer. Please, can a person with pre-settled settlement under the youth settlement scheme as a family member, as a non-EEA citizen, bring a child from previous relationship to UK under the EU settlement scheme? If the EU sponsor wife has agreed to sponsor the application of the stepchild, and what are the requirements? Thanks. Hello, yeah, Nanaya. It is possible. Sir, what worry EU national now 5 years the pre-settled status it's possible, sir, to make uba edi aba. Uba no so a family member of the EU national. So we share the definition of who nipa family member. Uma and so family members. In other words, abanuma a family member to EU national. It's possible. And even though who were the pre-settled status, yes, that also qualifies you. Documents when over here, it depends on and fear abufrana age. So abufrana here under 21 years, and yeah, over here one major proof, and not a idea of relationship requirement. You need to meet the relationship requirement. So abufrana here under 21, under 21, 21 and below. Over here only relationship requirement. Relationship requirements are not anything. And so it says when I'm afraid we are related. And to say or your uba over here will abufani birth certificate. Abufani birth certificate. Open swa over to me DNA. Yeah, I recommend DNA because sometimes yeah, birth certificate no. Ɛyɛ na ɛnyɛ readily available sɛ nipa no pɛ sɛ ɔkɔtu kwan a ansa na wakɔ akɔgye birth certificate ɛba ne saa a obi a wadi ebi a 15 years 16 years ɛnora nkwa na yɛkɔgye ne birth certificate yɛ na obroni adwin sɛ beebi ebi a na ɛnyɛ wɔfa yawba ɛyɛ ɛgya ataba ɛna wɔfa yaw ɛde ne din akɔtu so sɛ ɛyɛ ne ba ɛno nti wɔnyɛ ndi sɛ ɛyɛ ne ba ɛba ne saa a sɛ wobɛtumi ayɛ DNA ɛde aka ho a wode bɛkyerɛ sɛ ampa abofra yi ɛyɛ wankasa ankasa wo ba ɛnyɛ agyata aba a ɛneɛ wobɛtumi ayɛ but mɛsi so biom nso sɛ DNA no ɛnyɛ compulsory wopɛ ɛna woyɛ wopɛ ɛna woyɛ ɛnyɛ mandatory nti wopɛ a wobɛyɛ wopɛ nso a wonyɛ ɛno nti there is nobody should be forced into doing a DNA. Nobody should be forced into doing a DNA, but it helps your case. It does help your case to prove that you are in the UK and abufana wouldn't even know or yeah, oba not the asamko. That is one side of the issue. But abufana ebru 21 years, sir, you need to show two things. And so it's the first one here relationship, and the second one here dependency. Relationship and dependency. Relationship and dependency. Relationship no namaka DNA, birth certificate, weighing card, baptismal certificate, all these things will show relationship. Dependency. Set abofana bru 21 years as I tell one awohwe no Even though so we more than 21 years, no one would that so ancient. Money transfer, sikamani back forth, as many as you can find, and yakiti, but as many as you can find, no, as a so one in ano. So money transfer company, no, actually said, yeah, na me disika so more than 10 years ago. But me print ya mami ana. Sometimes we can say we can only get 2 years or 3 years. Yes, GNO, not use that as the basis. Ebia na uba no nso will be Ghana, by no nso ka ho. Door to door. Ebia we door to door shipping ɛma no, and also invoices na ɔmo prepare no. Saa ne nyina no fa ne nyina ka ho. Abofra no din wɔ so, wo nso wo din ɛwɔ so. Efi a wote mu ɛwɔ Ghana na efi a abofra no wɔ mu wɔ Ghana no, ebia wo kora na wo rente ɛhɔ ɛde ma ha no. Ɛno nti tenancy agreement no, and the letter from the landlord na kyerɛ sɛ ɛhɔ no wo na wo rente ɛde ma wo ba no. Not based on that, what's media also the application. And now say one kasa will fear so any of our papers, no documents, no count. I tell us, maybe fear and I'm a banner, a walk, and don't say, sir, anchor. And yes, I will fear anchor. Men are rent, man. It tells men are responsible for every aspect of the child's life. Of course, school, you wait me a letter from school, and just a one hour tuition fee, any via university, scout the man, for tuition fee, etc., for hostel accommodation and all those things. But in now, I just said the child is absolutely and entirely dependent on you. Without you, no. So when you want to me and survive it, want to me meeting the essential material needs, one up ocean baby. So what we decide documents in now at the account and the over application. But let me caution you, sir. Abu Frana 21 years, sir. Application no. Umber refuse it. They will refuse the application. On Yabru 21 years back, it will be refused. May Mawon add to her so that a refuse you will not be shocked. Umber refuse the application, but you refuse we are as a set with the court. You will refuse here, faco court. I could do court a honor and not ubenya the chance and now when you have the opportunity. Not judge never be solved questions. Home office will be solved questions. Now when you want no, I can tell them say, look, me bay, me na me share the school come, the DTM, the hospital come, the entire shame, the non for firm, bibia, I control everything. Say a bizarre question now more correct and consistent and believable answers and no ampa ubano or but I could do course. Now you bizarre question, that's a to two papa so not who can one answer. Second one I becano and consistua, say. Obroni onyu enni ɛno nti yɛmfa asetena no yɛmfa visa no ɛmma uba no baako bi a yɛyɛ sometime back yɛbisa papa yi sɛ uba no ɔyɛ adwuma anaa meanwhile ne ba no ɔnyɛ adwuma ɔsi 3 years ago na ɔyɛ adwuma ɛnyɛ saa na yɛbisa no yɛsi uba no ɔyɛ adwuma sisi anaa ɔsi 3 years ago na ɔyɛ adwuma and from then okura no every now and then yɛ ana contractors fɛ no yɛ ɔbɛyɛ adwuma court ne ka sɛ ɔyɛ adwuma nko ade a ɛde ɛnyɛ ade a wobɛtumi akyerɛ sɛ wo na wohwɛ no ɛno nti yɛmfa ɛma wo asɛm baako a wɔkɔkaeɛ no ɛne sɛ biribiara so when it gets to court especially with regards to dependency for you family members deɛ ɛyɛ a bɛka sɛ ɛyɛ a biribiara ɛmfa wo a wowɔ ha no ane wo na wo ne wiri a wɔwɔ ha no biribiara ɛmfa mo ho sɛ mo na mohwɛ saa abofra yi woyɛ ne saa and then you have a good case. So my brother, those are the things you need. What so pay slips, bank statements, so juma and approve it just so you can have copy of your passport, your EU settlement scheme, reference number, and all those things. WhatsApp communication between Winnie Woman, all those who shows that you are in charge of every aspect of the child's life. Thank you. Hello, Charity. Hello, Charity. If you have overstayed and wants to return home, is there any steps to take before you can return? Well, sir, we're overstay now uko back home. There is no big deal. But so passport, if you have your passport, well bet me will take it. Now walk without any problems. But so when it's a cat, we will take it. And then over me contact the home office. Almost section be say a voluntary return. One person uko. Bet me will take it amount. But I just said want to me back maybe 5 to 10 years now, want to me answer and baba because omuna on what I will take it ama want to me and baba. And this over so quite makasa one kasa but modern network will take it. You never know what chance oversight any bill. So omutoma wa you will be prevented from coming within 5 to 10 years depending on the situation. But over so far, what will take it. Let's sign a call. Hello, Lucas. Can you give me a contact of any family lawyer you know, either a Ghanaian or non-Ghanaian? Yes, I can give you one that I know. Uh, Lucas said, Uber to me, I give me number here. 079 411 079 After the program, from me and I'll send you a message. Send you a contact of a Ghanaian family lawyer. Now, what me I contact you now to assist you as best as he can. He will be able to assist you. I can tell you that. And see from me after the program 07931411042. Thank you. DJ. Can a student still get married to a UK citizen and change status? Mr. Darko, yes, 100%. A student can get married, genuine relationship, and then switch to the status of a spouse. Possible. And that application will be made under Appendix FM, Section LTRP as a partner. So we'll check the requirements now. As I said, we'll meet the suitability requirements and the eligibility requirements. The suitability requirement literally said you have no criminal record, you have not been subject to deportation, you have not been excluded from the UK, there is no deportation order on you, you haven't used the NHS an invoice of £500 or more, and now you haven't failed to attend an interview when you were invited to do so. So, you don't meet any of these requirements, then you have satisfied the suitability requirement. If you honor as a set over the eligibility requirement. Eligibility requirement literally say you have genuine, there must be relationship. Only about there's a genuine relationship. The DNA said Moshia. And you can provide pictures, WhatsApp messages, chats, etc. etc. So that's relationship. Immigration status, who are sitting as a student, so that is perfect. Financial requirements. So who worry from next week Thursday, it means as I said, which is or at least at least £29,000 a year. £29,000 a year and sana over to me so the ISA application. But we are between now and next week Thursday and there are £18,600 and up over here. Then of course you have to meet the English language requirements. So our first degree now it's outside the UK and I'm from outside the UK and yes, so we ethics now I'm confirm also it's of an equivalent level of degree to that obtained in the UK. So a degree certificate and NARIC ethics will do that for you. So it only degree I feel now we have degree not only here and yet as I said we are the English language test at level A2 not with the account application home. Over here, pay slips, bank statements, tenancy agreement, P60, etc., etc., proof of residence in the same address with your partner, with the various application. Now, yes, you can switch from the students to the partner route, the 5-year route. So now, after 5 years, when you will indefinitely to remain. Hello, Echo Osili. Is it okay? Hello, Mr. Echo. I only have a year to get my indefinite leave to remain. If my children and wife join me eventually, when I get it, what would be their status? Well, a very good question, Echo. Very, very excellent question. Now, sir, Unya indefinite leave to remain, and your wife and kids join you, they will come with 2.5 years limited leave to remain or to enter. After 2.5 years now they'll go for another 2.5 years. Now I a total of 5 years. 5 years maybe before they get their indefinite leave to remain. So that is it. 2.5 and another 2.5. First of all, 2.5 to enter, then 2.5 to remain, then indefinite leave to remain. But minimum beer or Mr. Eko situation emu. Na ne mma no ɛsɔ ɛnti onya nipa pa bi agya mmɔfra no with nipa no ɛwɔ Ghana. Ɛm sɛ na ɛyɛ ne yere sister. Ɛnti na ɔno ɛna na ɔrehwɛ mmɔfra no. Nti ɔma ne yere ne ɛbaeɛ. Ne yere ne baeɛ no, yɛma ne 3 months ɔde baeɛ. After 3 months, ɔkɔgye ne card na ɛyɛ 2.5 years. After 2.5 years, no, Obama sent another 2.5 years. Every a total of 5 years. After 5 years, no, Obama had indefinite leave to remain. Remember, sir, wow, sir, I'm a fan of Ghana, no, not almost round. So say the papa no were indefinite, Obama were indefinite. And the omu application, Emma Mufrano, say omu eba with indefinite leave to enter, not 2.5 years. Because they say papa were indefinite. Mami were indefinite. Nti mmɔfra na ɔmo yɛ under 18 na ɔmo yɛ application ma ɔmo no yɛ di indefinite ɛna ɛde ma mmɔfra no nso ɛna ɔmo de baayɛ not 2.5. So ɛno nso yɛ optional you can consider and it will save you a lot of money provided sɛ mmɔfra no will not be more than 18 years by the time mɔmi ɛbɛnya ne indefinite leave to remain. Hello, Kwame Kusi. Hello. Good evening. Please, how do you get refund from the Home Office as my 20 years application is wrong? They made me do a new application and pay another fee, but they said I will get old fee back. How long, please? Yes, you would get your fee back. That is one good thing about education. Ayana, almost just a kind of application, but we are wrong application and now we use the wrong format. Now, almost another format nea wotuaeɛ no refund it at the amount. It can take sometimes it can take a couple of weeks, but ɛbɛkyɛ too much wobɛtumi atwerɛ wɔn for the refund ɔmo de wo sika no ɛbɛbrɛ wo. Ɛno deɛ ɔmo mfa nni ɔmo de bɛbrɛ wo. Kyɛ na ɛbɛkyɛ kakra but push them, they will certainly return your money to you. Good evening, Mr. DJ. I'm watching you live. Yes, please kindly ask the lawyer. I'm an Italian citizen now in the UK for visiting. I'm having an idea of staying with my Italian passport. Please, what's next? Well, sir, hello, my brother. So we are Italian citizen, not sir, Afe and Awaba. Then you can't stay on your EU status. You can't stay as an Italian citizen because the UK is no longer in the EU until you cannot stay. You can come and visit, but you cannot come to remain because you didn't come before the 6th of June 2021 and you are not in the UK before the 31st of December 2020. And until one need pre-settled status. You have no pre-settled status. And the time to apply is long gone. Long gone. Enya dia na uwa ha went me and yen tam. But to say afraid na uba, then clearly the time is long gone for you. Wono in a situation like this, Sawanya a sponsor, avia teaching sponsor, healthcare, construction worker, prison officers. So when you start sponsor any beer, na usign a cop na wakwa for your application na waba back as a sponsored person. Yes, ubetumi ayenisa. But whilst our visit visa so dear, and yet possible sir, ubetumi aswichi to remain in the UK. Thank you. Real Kumasi, hi. Does the agent have the right to charge a fee for a career visa? For a career visa, I'm sure. Agents are charging a minimum of uh, well, I can't comment on this seriously. Minso mati se sana koso, but men who be, and I haven't experienced one, so I don't know their terms and conditions. I unfortunately can't really say much about sa sikana amount for say agents no GGG. Thank you. Thanks for your understanding. Hello, Richmond Bam. I'm 19 years in Ghana and my dad wants to take me to the UK. What will be my status? I want to know what status your daddy has. Sir Upapa Enye, EU national, na Osi Odu Oba. Then, of course, obey application for you under the EU settlement scheme, the EU family permit, and Odu Aba. Remember, 6 months. 6 months no do now, but do we are? 5 years. Ubadu, then you make an application within that 6 months. We do 5 years. With you 5 years, maybe we are call for your indefinite leave to remain. And now, say, Papa, Uber joining no, or no indefinite leave to remain under the EU settlement scheme. Now, once we are under 21 years, of course, also make an application for your indefinite leave straight away. One trying for 5 years, you make your application quickly under the EU settlement scheme. Was it nano? You are more indefinitely to remain, provided set upapa or no or the EU settlement scheme. A settled status no. But so papa ye British citizen and our papa for indefinite leave to remain under the UK law, not EU law, but under the UK law. No. Where the 19 years now, it's almost impossible set about to do aba because under the UK law no, it's 18 years. Under the EU law, 21 years below or 21 years above with proof of dependency. But UK law, 18 years. When you're 18 now, it's going to be difficult for you to join your daddy here in the UK. Hello, Mr. Asari. Good evening. If you want to bring your two children as GB to GB, yeah, how much is home office fee for two children, and should that person need to have the £28,900 please paid slip? Okay. Now, sir, what you will ma enkwana air the starting point is a sitting bena wo asitena bɛn na wowɔ ɛno ɛna ɛbɛ determine what application na yɛbɛyɛ. So first of all, wokura 2.5 years limited leave to remain it is possible to bring your children, 2 children or even more, but ubetia IHS fee, which is around 1,900 and over, almost 2,000. Now we're saying I'm sorry, ubetia home office fee of 1,900 plus, which is almost 2,000. Now we're IHS, which is over 3,000 pounds. Over 3,000 pounds. And in no, we are looking about 5,200 pounds for IHS and application fee. If you are on the 2.5 years limited leave to remain. Sir, what worry will be Anna? Would you ever again because I'm from ever with limited leave to remain, and also it will be about the same amount of fee na ubechia. Home office fee about 1,900 plus is almost two. So me I call it 2,000 pounds. Home office fee about 2,000 pounds, and an IHS no about is over 3,000 pounds. Including in Yaboma again is around 5,200 pounds for that. Set we obi a British citizen ɛna one ana wokura indefinite mmɔfra no na wodi wɔn ba ɛnya with wɔn maame a in that case mmɔfra no yɛbɛma indefinite leave to enter, indefinite leave to enter, indefinite leave to enter. So with the indefinite leave na ɛde ɛba you do not pay the IHS and until the fee in that case ɛbɛyɛ around 2,000 pounds. Muntia the 3,200 muntia and no set Won kwa na wodi emofra ne eba. With me just so responsibility. And now the other parent has passed. And I would emofra ne eba. Mame enka ho ana papa enka ho a is around £2,000 na obetia. Se we EU national wodi wo ma eba. In that case, there is nothing to pay. Zero. You pay zero. EU nationals and their family members pay zero. Zero. Indefinite leave holders, British citizens bringing their children without the other partner, they pay about £2,000. That is the home office fee. It's 1,900 plus, almost £2,000. If you are here with limited leave to remain, 2.5 years, you want to bring your children, you pay the home office fee about 2,000, and you pay the IHS about 3,000. In total, you're looking at 5,000 plus £5,200 or more. Okay, what happens? Hello, girlfriend. Hi. What happens to your resident status if men applicant and dependent on 5 years school worker visa give birth? All right. I have seen a scenario like this. Very interesting scenario. Papa no ne ne yere na ɛbaeɛ, and maame no kɔyɛɛ biribi a ɛnka ɛnsɛ sɛ ɔyɛ. Unfortunately, she got pregnant and gave birth to another man's child. And the one papa yi ɔmo ntɛm ɛtetee ansa na ɔrewo. Once a wawo no, ne ba no yɛ British citizen nti ɔno gyina ne ba no so de yɛ n'asetena. Meanwhile no, na papa no a ɔne ne ba no, na ɔne ne wɔ ba baako ansa na ɔmo ba. Papa no sɛ ɛnyɛ hwee, mede akyɛw. Me ara na mede wo baeɛ, yɛn nya na ɛbaeɛ yɛ ɔba. Nti sɛ ɛba baako abɛtwa mu a, ɛnyɛ hwee, mepɛ m'adeɛ saa. Nti papa no asan akɔware ne yere ni back. Remember sɛ ɔne ne baeɛ as a partner, ɔne ne gya awareɛ no, ɔbaa no ne obi foforɔ kɔnanteeɛ. Ɔbaa no anyim, wawo, ne ba no yɛ British. Papa no asan abɛware ne yere dada no, ɔmo da so ɛte. So the question then is, what happens to a dependent? The dependent can move on with their own life, or if the dependent has another option, me are hanging on to that thread, that thread or that option, our application. But se wanye bibi and ye se the main applicant and my home office wants to set your relationship now break it down. Na se dependence no so or no so na sit na no a better. That will be it for you. Thank you. Abronoma, hello, Nyako Abronoma, hello. What if your COS is cancelled, but you have already taken phone contract and loan? At this stage, I don't want to stay because of COS cancelled. I want to go back. How should I pay for all this? Well, another very, very genuine question because it's happening. Last time we were mentioning question point blank said, lawyer, way it's not cut for me. Because I'm not going to starve. I've got my few things in place. I'm not going to be here and stress and die. So she went and packed her stuff and left. Or said she's not going to be here to die because she was a fully qualified senior nurse. Ghana and Sana Oba, a human and Niawanya area now is stressing now saying, this is not cut for me. And we're packing in Yama and I walk over because she knows she can go and survive. She said she's okay. She doesn't need to be here to die. Now, in this case, if your COS is cancelled and you want to go back, yes, you can. You don't have a problem. But a phone contractor, of course, what for loaner, please speak to the bank. Catch on say yes, of course, you want to do the right thing. You've taken a loan. You want to go back home. They cannot arrest you. You can have a payment plan with them. Say £2 a month, and I'll bet me come to some sort of agreement with them. As for the phone contract, of course, you can also notify them that you have to relocate and therefore you want to cancel the contracts. I'm sure they want you to pay some penalty. If you can, settle it with them, then you can go back peacefully. Anyway, been more. I'm feel UK ha. I'm di bebree and I'm never knew they would come back or never thought they would ever consider say I'm you. You cannot be too sure. Yana, we are saying, as a son, we are Yana as a transit. Always live on clean notes. Don't burn bridges. Don't burn bridges. Make it make sense. Hey, make it make sense. I hope you are doing well. I hope you are doing well. I hope the shake in New York did not affect you. Thank you for the dedicating some of your family time. Thank you. Thank you too. This may be out of your scope and off topic, but I want to confirm non-UK citizens can buy a house in UK. Thank you. Yes, yes. Non-UK citizens can purchase a property in the UK. They can. They can purchase properties in the UK. There are requirements, but I don't deal with conveyancing. But if you wish to, I can always refer you to a mortgage broker who might be able to advise you on some of the options to take. Make it make sense. Stay safe, oh, I beg. Don't go to where the shaking is taking place. Thank you. Uh, Hello, Angelina Owusia. Hi. How can I settle if I have spent 1 year on student dependent visa and 2 years on graduate visa? How now my wife has moved to USA and I am here in the UK. Your position is going to become very precarious because Obana, that's one is so or no anywhere, no, your situation becomes very unstable. Mr. said, um, I don't know when your visa is expiring. If you can speak to me, call the office number 0208 0165 384. 0208 0165 384. 0208 0165 384. Call that number, book appointment, and they will tell you my availability, the intimacy, and for you to get advice as to how to be on your own. And yes, sir, the 2 years never comes to see her, and you realize that you have nothing to base your stay on. And Mr. Call the office and I call me. Let's schedule appointment for the end of this month or thereabout. Kwame Alex, hi. I have been in the UK. I have been in and out of the UK from 2013 on tourist visa, and I also hold UK masters. Can I apply for indefinite leave to stay? My brother, unfortunately, Home Office was Sisa Emrano said time now Uber Echo on visit visa no longer counts as part of your long residence in the UK. Previously said Uber cover as a visitor accounts as part of your proof that you've been in the UK. But almost sa visit na efimo until you cannot count the period of your in and out of the UK since 2013 as a period of long residence in the UK. Unfortunately, you can't do that now. How do you get your stay? Well, circumstances as and you switch from one category to another. If you're in the UK as a visitor, you can't. But if you're here as a skilled worker or as let's say, a student or as a graduate, postgraduate route, then of course you can switch to another route. That is also a possibility. How can I switch from a post-study work permit to a work permit? Post-study work permit to a work permit. Get a sponsor. Sponsor our sponsorship license. They will switch you. Get a sponsor either with the IT, with the health sector, with the NHS, with the teaching industry, with the construction workers, with let's say prison service. Of course, when you sponsor, you can change to that sector, the new sector. Get a sponsor. That is the license. Or more license from the Home Office. Please get a sponsor. If someone has settled status under EU after retaining their rights from a previous marriage, decide to bring their current wife, what will be the wife's status? Sir, where worry you need Yeah, when you're more 5 years. After 5 years, no one you indefinite leave to remain. Say, when you know, our any egu. Wako worry will be fufro. Say, within air banner. One of one you name. Now we are a non-EU family member. You were. And until we are Ghana ni will crack indefinite leave to remain. One of the UK Emrano Appendix FM section EC-P. And no, and I yet be share we application na obano. We na obano. Ano, some running na Appendix FM section EC-P as a partner. And submitted the suitability requirement and submitted the eligibility requirements. And submitted the English language requirement, the financial requirement of £29,000. As I said, omitted from next week, Thursday, and submit those requirements. Their status will be a person or UK as a family, as a dependent of a settled person. You remember, 2.5 years. You remember 3 months, I want a passport. We do have for 2.5 years now. I want a catch or post office. After no, over another 2.5 years. And you went now UK for 59 months. Now I your application for indefinite leave to remain. Indefinite leave to remain. Now, after that, when you're a British citizenship after 1 year of being on the indefinite leave to remain. Hello, Moses Archery. My mom is a UK citizen and she's tried processing our papers since 2018. And we have been bounced for a number of times. Last 2 years, she filed a court case there in the UK and have still had nothing. 2 years is quite a long time. I know. Now, if you are looking at it from when the application started and you said 2 years, then that is incorrect. You look at it from where she lodged the appeal. Appeals are taking time. Yeah, and appeals now say it may check maybe 8 months, maybe 1 year, or even more. So cases now for those who are court where yeah, not time no moving. And bisa no sɛ wɔayɛ appeal no a wobɛpɛ sɛ wohu the process another the progress. So ɔno a na ɛyɛyɛ a wobɛtumi aka akyerɛ wobɛtumi akɔ online nso no akyɛke. Sɛ lawyer na ɛyɛ ma no nso a lawyer no bɛtumi akɔnfɛme ɛde ama no. Ɔbɛkɔ online na HMCTS ɛno ɛbɛkyɛke ampa sɛ stage na appeal na ɛdu no ɔbɛtumi. But let me just inform you sɛ appeal no these days ɛyɛ na ɛkyɛ. A bit maybe more than a year before you get your case settled. Hello. Good evening, DJ and lawyer. Hi, good evening. You are doing good job. Thank you for listening. I'm grateful. Please, I'm a dependent of my partner divorce. I'm a dependent. My partner divorced me with 2 years graduate visa. Be advised what to do. Whoa, you're a dependent and your partner divorced you. You have a 2 year graduate visa and your partner, Majidi said, partner, 2 years, no, I won't so any dependent. So, Waja, were any pet, not or catch it if you can set there is a divorce, they will cancel your leave. And to whatever advice is set, for whatever reason that the divorce took place, say, hey, be some come, as some can. So, oh, baby, and now, say, Obani is suspicious when you are be APA, Southbound, and you wait me to switch it to one of these options. And now you can also, as a student, as a person who is on the graduate route, possibly go on to study yourself or get one of these options and switch to these routes, possibly healthcare workers, etc., etc. Please switch. And yes, sir, as the time is soon, and as a home office for more later, set was it one, you'll be very, very stranded. And please work whilst you have this window available to you before the home office takes any action. So Obano and my home office was with Tipe, you will be in a very difficult situation. So quickly act and act quickly. What will be the status of a child of parents on 5 year skilled worker visa and will be visa status if the parents change. Well, if a child of parents with 5 years skilled worker visa will be the same as what the parents have. And since the parents know 5 years, I'm going to say, remember 5 years. The parents need 3 years, you remember 3 years, I can. The parents need 1 year, you remember 1 year. So I 6 months, you remember 6 months. So parents no any indefinite leave now as I said already started as a British citizen. So if the parent has 2 years, 5 years, 3 years, 1.5 years left on their skilled worker, that is exactly Niakano and Nebano. But as a parent now, say upgrade it now so when you indefinite pet sisa from the 2 years now or 1 year now over your application to register the child as a British citizen under Section 1, Subsection 3 of the British Nationality Act of 1981 because the papa and any mommy to say no when you're indefinitely to remain. Hello, I'm a UK citizen. I want to bring my children to the UK. Do I need to meet the 29,000 requirements? No. You don't have to. So we are UK citizen. Of course, your children are coming. If the children are coming alone, so we the mofraning kwana eba won't meet the 29,000 pounds. Near we meet here, your friend maintenance requirement, not financial requirement. Financial requirements here, omo yiri no mo, ana omo kunu no mo, eba with emofra. So oba no, ana papa no, any emofra, ena eba. Ana oba ne nkwa, ana papa ne nkwa na eba. And no, ena 29,000 pounds no, ebe mo. But se emofra ne nkwa na eba. Omo mame enka ho a, se ukra British passport, and now we are settled in the UK. One over here application and over you meet the maintenance, not financial. Financial near 29,000. Maintenance you have to meet the income support threshold. Your friend of there's a case called the case of Uvovo, income support threshold. Actually said you are able to look after your social actually won't call a buying horse a buying ML sika never share for. You can't do that. So you have to show the sika would never show home, would never show yiri, would show mano, so would show home any woman. I won't call a buying horse a buying ML sika. And no, as I said, you need to meet. I think the loan parent is I think it's £84 or so. I'm not too sure. And the children I think it's about 72 some pounds a month or so, a week. So you multiply 72 or the correct figure by 4 weeks by number of children, 2 children, and now you multiply yours, and you also multiply yours, which is about £82 times 4 weeks. You add the children's own to your own, plus your rent, plus your council tax. Then you see how much money are here. So, my main Subio, I'm afraid bar no 29,000, but so it says you meet the maintenance requirement. It's a whole calculation on its own. So, mame, ana papa, and I'm afraid na bar, ana mame, ana papa nkwa na bar, then 29,000 pounds will fall. Good. Greetings to all the amazing staff of SVTV. Yes, lawyer, please, as a dependent on same COS with my unemployed wife, the care company has no job for my wife. My wife is insisting I pay 4,000 for NHS job. Well, if that is what I don't know if the NHS charges for jobs. I don't know, and I don't believe the NHS charges for jobs. And say any international now every summer, ABR will check the application process, the application fee, the IHS fee. ABR no na worker and it misro bisani ye na ɔnkyerɛkyerɛ mu na nea ɛsɛ sɛ moyɛ no moayɛ because sɛ wantumi answitchi anyɛ ne deɛ no a wo nso wo deɛ bɛyɛ affected na wobɛyɛ overstayer in the UK. Na woyɛ overstayer nso pɛ ɛbɛsɛe obi biara ama wo. Okay, the legend. Hi, the legend. I understand when a British national married from overseas, it is true. Is it true that they can apply for a British citizenship after 3 years? That is, apply for indefinite leave after 2 years, followed by British citizenship after that. Well, no. Unfortunately, this law changed. It changed on the 9th of July 2012. And as a sign. Previously, so we were a British citizen over to me after 2 years. And now we're be our sit now after 2 years now. Now wait to me anya indefinite. When you're indefinite ni we are now over train for 1 year set. Papa no and our a British citizen. We train for 1 year to make it a total of 3 years. But said Obama no any British now so over indefinite over train 3 years on top of the 2 years to make it 5 years. So say you know, Emrano has changed from the 2 years leading to indefinite. So what it is that what the 2.5 years and now we're now we wait 2.5 years now. Over say another 2.5 years. Now I have 5 years. 5 years this one no work for indefinite leave. Remember, sir, Sawukuno and now you're a British, you are supposed to be here 3 years lawfully. By the time I will trust our 5 years, no one will trap with 3 years needed out. Until when you're indefinite and now, and then you wait me application for your British citizenship. Set Obama your British and as Obama your British citizen. Set Obama your British. When you're indefinite in the year and then after 5 years now, as I said, we're trying for another 1 year to make it a total of 6 years. And some are going to wait me for your indefinite leave to remain. So, and yet accurate set, which are 2 years, wait me for citizenship, your indefinite leave and citizenship. No. Remember, sir, when you're in track indefinite yet. You can only get your indefinite first before you move on to your citizenship. So yes, Mami Sisu, who worry British citizen when you're indefinite and after 5 years now, and then year wait me application for British citizenship. Because when you're trapped, it's 5 years. But so no very many on your British and they just will train 1 more year and sana but you for your British citizenship. Yeah. Good evening, good evening. I'm EU passport holder and I want to come and live in the UK. What should I do? Well, unfortunately, so we need pre-settled status ni yet. It means that we to me Emma betna. But me aba besrayen, but we to me Emma betna. So we person we betna and if you adwuma almost sponsorship license no. Na obon to me enye ma na waba aba be adwuma ha. After 5 years now wait to me, it's not a promo indefinitely. Prince Boateng, hi, I'm an international student but have finished my coursework and project. But on my CAS, my course will end in September. This can I look for a skilled work job? Well, to change to the work route, I'm running so when we will course successfully, we bet me a switch it to work in the as a onto the skilled worker route or to the work route. And yes, if you are finishing the course in September, now would that suit our base, then of course we bet to me a switch. Once the university confirm say ampa we will course no successful, we bet to me a switch na why a worker in the UK. If I didn't get work within the first 2 years and later get work till my 5 years say, will I be qualified for indefinite leave to remain? Excellent question. Excellent question. So far, Obia ain't called for indefinite yet with this health and care now has started because 5 years no enya enso. And so one year the first 5 years. Now the first 2 years, I'm sorry. One year the first 2 years. Now say the last 3 years, we Juma and get work to my 5 years. Last 3 years we Juma. Well, maybe if it is the same company, the home office may ask for you to prove that you've been with the same employer for 5 years. Nobody knows for sure what they would ask. Possibly maybe some for your pay slips, your letter from employer. They may ask for your HMRC records, your employment history. Set a ban is not so when to me improve it for the first 2 years now. Then and you're likely set on the more the indefinite now. But the same American, we can't say with certainty what the requirements will be in 2, 3, 4 years time. So let's wait and see. But a year not some engagement in the first five, that I'm engagement in the first 2 years, now I'm engagement in the last 3 years, not 5 years, and I'm with the same company. Yes, I will still apply. If the requirements are not very clear, I will still apply. Be near, they will give you another 5 years. We are 2 years, SOSUA, then let me I go back for your indefinite leave to remain. Hello, Mr. Wampong. Hi. I came to the UK on a student visa in 2019 and got a graduate route from 2022, but I'm currently on skilled worker visa. Do I need to stay on a skilled worker visa for 5 years before I can apply for indefinite leave to remain? Yes, you need to be on that for 5 years. But if you came as a student in 2019, plus 10 years is going to be 2029. That's going to be too far off. So if you can do the 5 years on the skilled worker route, yes, you will be fine. You can go for your indefinite leave to remain because you need to. If you're adding different routes lawfully, it should be 10 years. So 2019 graduate route, and then skilled worker. Yes, I would say stay on the 5 years as a skilled worker, and then you go for your indefinite leave to remain. Lukman Kasim. Hi, Lukman. Hey, long time. How are you, my brother? Uh, that's the man who put a smile. Oh, Lukman. I hope you're doing well. Told me not to. Uh, when other lawyers told me it was not possible, now I'm working like a terminator. We are the shareholder. Yes, Lukman, you're a shareholder. You're a shareholder. Thank you. I hope you're doing very, very well. I hope you're doing well. Come, let's have a chat. Kofi will say, we want to know if the UK is now selling jobs at NHS from COS to NHS by this agent. I can't comment on that. I don't know. I don't know what goes on with the agents. Yeah, but unfortunately, and so many things we know much about it yet me and kasa and faho. Menim sa there might be people who will be taking advantage of other people to exploit them because omonim sem is stranded. But don't leave yourself exposed. Don't let anybody exploit you. Keep exploring the options. Maybe this set ever be. Unfortunately, I don't think the UK is selling. If your agents nina a year and your ancestors a year. To hello Jay Owusu, to allow me as his father switch later onto my son's new visa should it become possible. I I think there's something missing. There must be some question. There must be some statement before this one. Can you bring me a full statement, please? To allow me as his father switch later onto my son's new visa, should it be possible? Should it become possible? Can you give me a full statement, please?
Or the question way by long time, but me who the full way or the by.
Okay, so yeah, on
It's me holding the question for because I'm in TRC. My share list in the mind is a BB or on farm rabbit because the mimi who will screen so I'm the toso no.
Okay, that's fine.
But me nim idea no person
Maybe
yeah.
you say OT and T over to me ask any more detailed
Was up type it Joe Usu, o question here then because the other two one and full. And internet man found two screens so because mentiase. But lawyer, I can check a time no so call na opesa tackle bibi answer na the questions nearby. I
Yes.
don't know sir obet me tackle no now opesa
Uh,
tackle
may
answer and opesa audition next week.
next week because may go into another program straight away and say my main next week not me person me kasa about I'm going to be brave about the topic of how to send you can avoid refusal of your spouse visa application. What worry? What your wedding? What your marriage ceremony? Beautiful one in Ghana. Ubasodi uyiri eba. Unfortunately, if you applications, you refuse it. Bibi kiti 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 binti, you refuse application now. Again, na ubetumi aye to avoid this topic. We've treated it about 2 times or even more. But because I have popular request, Nancy, next week I'll go through step by step by step. Now, questions view or why it's me I'll answer those questions.
Joe Usu o question no any comment section or because me who nti you ever wrap it up say well I just copy it and paste it back because me who your time require pound so question no me who ma call to the comment section me who lawyer answer we na yen twen Joe Usu the name fan wrap it up.
Thank you. Right, I'll say since we haven't heard from the court yet, can I still apply for school to continue with my master's in the UK? Well, if you make one application, it overrides the other application. And it's 1 year, once some more court, not another application. Technically, so we withdraw court case now. You can't have two cases running at the same time. And wait me, I trying, I'm a decision about, and over to me, I withdraw the court one. When you're school, the anyway, I know I withdraw court one. So yes, that is what you can do.
Okay, so Joe Usu question and I'm sorry about so Sanya Fula now after reading we number the last pass now come.
Yo, I'll say, um, my wife, and my son are on 5 years route on a skilled worker, but have no job. My ex-wife is on 10 years route. Can my son switch onto his biological mom to allow me to switch later? Oh yes. If the mom is on the 10-year route, yes, to allow me, his father, to switch later onto my son's new visa should it become possible. Yes, it's possible. It's possible. Mr. Joe, so possible, sir. Sɛ abofra ne maame wɔ 10-year route ne so a na abofra no nso yɛ application based on ne maame sɛ ne maame na ɛhwɛ no a abofra no nso yɛbɛma no 2.5 years based on the fact sɛ ne maame wɔ 10-year route ne so na wo no wobɛtumi ayɛ application outside of the rules because uba no why am I saying outside the rules because uba no ɔnyɛ British citizen ɔnni indefinite leave to remain ɔnni ɔnyɛ seven mengye di sɛ wɔdi 7 years ɛwɔ UK saa nneɛma mmiɛnsa yi ɔnni bi ɔnyɛ British ɔne indefinite ɔndi 7 years saa nneɛma mmiɛnsa na ɛdi number 2 under the rules but sɛ ɔnni any of these three a na ɛdi over to outside of the rules but outside of the rules no you have a strong case because woba ɛwɔ 2.5 years woba we are involved in the child's life wohwɛ no wode ne kɔ school kɔfa ne fi school ne maame ɛmpene so sɛ wode abofra no ɛbɛfi kurom ha akɔ if they ask you to leave the UK the child hasn't done any wrong so the child should not be penalized for the father's immigration issues ɔmo ntumi nka sɛ fi abofra no nkyɛn the child is your child it is better for wo ɛne ne maame to raise this child up responsibly and yes you have a very strong case if it is made outside of the rules, it is a strong case. Human rights outside of the rules. So yes, my answer to your question is it is possible, sir. Sir Abofran switch media so eventually wonso ubetnya switch ubane so because your child has limited leave to remain, you have contact, genuine and subsistent relationship, you are involved in the child's life. that is possible outside of the rules. DJ, thank you. Oh,
Take the last one we now.
okay. I'm
Yeah.
an international student, brought my wife here as my dependent this January. Can I still bring my children because I added them as my dependent, but because of finances, they couldn't? Hi, Sylvia. Right. If you're an international student and course now we're in a graduate course and that is a postgraduate and it is research. If it is research, not thought, if it is research or you've been sponsored by the government, then yes, you can. If it is research or you are on scholarship being sponsored, then yes. But if it is thought, then you cannot bring the kids now based on the changes are taking place in the rules now. So that is where you stand.
Okay, all right. Lawyer Wisdom Macau, wise man solicitors here. That's it. Say every if you had be a Friday, be a no. See, a time na sasa. Ghana time, UK for no. Mo tumdike jayen. Mo the 1 hour that be count.
Mm,
Inti last no you can say started 6. Inti in Ghana the age na so 6. Inti 6 no UK for no be 7.
Marty.
Inti and then yeah in time because and then who studio B. Who studio B. Inti nyame aduma next week you be no 6 p.m. GMT Ghana time. Inti more UK more UK no more 7 p.m. More time.
Who's it 6 p.m. GHT and not GMT?
GMT Ghana time.
Not GHT, okay.
No man ka GHT. GMT into Greenwich Meridian. 6 p.m. Ghana time. Into UK, more UK ni be 7 p.m.
All right.
So lawyer Wisdom Macau, wise man solicitors here that say our London, the office was London. Into more person more reaching the phone number and the whole screen so no. Office number and any mobile number into but me try to lawyer office direction. Yes, signing out.
Me that say, hey, wise smart solicitors at here for you, they'll be say, thank you so much for ever being present. We are grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, wise smart solicitors, you will suit 8 to 9 the print house, 18 to 22 Ashwin Street, Dalston, London. Dalston, London, E83DL. Yeah, bang, Dalston Market, You were behind the Dalston Market, close to the McDonald's. In fact, behind the McDonald's, I should say. And she said, Udu Dalston Market, now Ubisa Money Matters, Ubisa Adwa, Ubisa Adum, Ubisa Ghanaian shops, now Ubisa Mohammed. So if you are Hina, lawyer, was wise man solicitor, so lawyer wisdom work. You were behind the McDonald's. You need Dalston Market, but you bang Dalston Market. Ubisa DJ Nyamia, or Betro say,
Hey, Mimi Wagana.
Yeah, well, Dawson Market, but any Dawson Market, you bang Dawson Market, and DJ, you does say telephone numbers no screen so 0208 0165 384
All right.
0165 384 and a mobile no 07931 411042. DJ, thank you so much. Thank you ever so much. God bless. Yame Aduma. That's the net. Tua.
Akpe tututua akpe moi eya makacha mo say one program be say only on SBTV Africa. Ubenya lawyer pa say oba betina say na wo born one on one na ubisa the question bi obebisa ne bia so you are no. Lawyers bebre wa ubisa na chale send me obedwane ba obenfo obua o de fa baby o de fa odwe fa obema ni nyina run down ni nyina ti me catch am say am follow SBTV Africa utie ma away from the beginning and many year till now am come show you pass no we hu strategy ni nyina bibia say e ba ni UK na we hu a Now my agents be mu di buwa. They be like you say, you know they listen them well. Go back. Go YouTube channel and go back. Natural live. No bo mini na programs. Questions somebody by bebre treaty analyze me why treaty bebre. Yeah, topics for bebre. But I mean say e be more afen mo discover channel so omunim. Ma follow on YouTube. Obeso utokwan, obeso mu abrochire movement. Obeso ti amam for stories. Even in Ghana Accra na. SBTV Africa. They be America. People they talk. This your program help you. But let me encourage you to say, see a man for experience. Krobi a okoso, and I baby a okotie obini experience. Tie the all culture and son wako. Adequate preparing is way better than your destination. Me brought for back American. Prepare yourself. Oko ya wako tom. When your research, when Mr. questions. Also so listen, jot points down before we move. Abrafuna also one back Ghana. Research only wanna be a hotel only Sofia or draw planning in and some food into 1 year stranded. And then I may encourage you to pay nasa you could do programs which you take negative and negative in never qua. And I make catch you to be woman pet is way training. We will be obeying yourself. Now you day. What you go get for it? Anyway, lawyer wisdom call me that say. So be pass it through SBTV Africa. So madam I say, me the two su pe me ne lady be an interview or Ghana hire it be hot keke or a nurse in some what town. It be release or YouTube channel SBTV Africa. Also subscribe here when your notification. To make it sure so tap on the subscribe. Or share your Facebook Facebook there share link about follow yen. It be exclusive about no benya formation first. Follow your YouTube SVTV Africa. Subscribe it. Now share my friends number join you. Mama share name na mean to me shout out. And then me kasa na some way. Inti me un send go for bebre ahwe. What the me say me ma shout out. Augustine big ups Kwame Kusi me that say Joe Usu me da se Sylvester Tete me da se Moses Ochre me da se Nana Kusi Buampon me da se Lukman Kasim thank you so much Kofi Ose me da se Eugene Amponsa me da se Prince Boate me da se Mohammed Obin me da se the legend thank you so much Ike Isaacs me da se Folax Novi is it Falax Novi me da say H me da say Godfred Usu big ups most Siabo Dallas me da say Kwame Alex me da say Angelina Usu big ups make it make sense me da say Nyakun Abranoma me da say thank you so much for joining us today Richmond Bar me da say Real Kumasi me da say one more demos we by questions by no comment section and maybe up yeah sorry me that say Lucas Mura me that say Godfred Osei Bonsu thank you for joining us today James Darko me that say ya Osafo me that say Echo is it Osele Echo Osele me that say Charity me that say ya Osafo me that say okay Eric Nagba me da say James Darko okay me da say JD me da say Lucy Boama big ups Kobe the General me da say Nanaya Flo King thank you so much wanna be Emmanuel Pipra Chairman Ting me da say Mrs. Debbie Kodum me da say Kojo Ochre me da say Thompson Ofori me da say Samuel Akosa Jemfi thank you so much for joining Ivan Sachu me da say Godfred Usu me da say Ajiman Bedu Kelvin thank you so much God give Paul me da say Ofori Williams me da say Bene wa Jennifer me da say mo share na SVTV Africa both your YouTube channel and Facebook nya me da say mo subscribe na mo follow yen all social media handles SVTV Africa website www.svtvafrica.com .co news or pa stories or pa obeso buy show no so bia maybe I Ghana na internet ni ya o dey just WhatsApp me and send me voice note me customer service will call there enye o friend me you go call tire but send me WhatsApp message and a voice note at once me respond me hu a o dey be san bra biom no be high because e bi wa na me wo air WhatsApp message and as a voice note me respond quick but o friend me there hey don't call o you go call tire madam say I'm follow madam production team as DJ Click Sharon and atina me drop a video where mo am YouTube dem nya notification mun tie lady no mun tie no videos and I drop videos pa nti mo am YouTube channel dem hu obeso bi anonu obi obeso share the story the platform in see obi akwa open to all my numbers the good screen so dey bia akwa YouTube channel Facebook kra na just send me WhatsApp and I say we me respond see madam say my join I hope say eboa me dey me say me boa we mu bi UK me share other places me ni Canada yeah me ni ekepoku there me share ni bi busy woman US me share other any Aisha money there I'll try to bring them again na yeah share dey betimi aye I know say eboa mo madam say mo share SBTV Africa FM DJ nyame ushia mo kruma ka say tour ukatua na majese tututua so tour
challenge bring make we chop small delight cocoa
the authentic original taste of African porridge available in all African and Caribbean shops. Delight Cocoa.